The majority are not really members, but are made to feel as if they are. In reality, they are being used and are unwilling or unable to understand. The executive committee is an inner core of intimate associates, members of a secret society called the Order of the Quest, also known as the Jason Society, devoted to a common purpose. The members are an outer circle on whom the inner core acts by personal persuasion, patronage, and social pressure. That is how they bought Henry Kissinger. Rockefeller gave Kissinger a grant of $50,000 in the early 50s, a fortune in those days, and made dear old Henry a member of the CFR. Anyone in the outer circle who does not toe the mark is summarily expelled, and the lesson is not lost on those who remain. Do you remember the human desire to be a member of the elect? That is the principle at work. The Council on Foreign Relations has been the foremost flank of America's foreign policy establishment for more than half a century. The Council on Foreign Relations is a private organization of business executives, scholars, and political leaders that studies global problems and plays a key role in developing United States foreign policy. The CFR is one of the most powerful semi-official groups concerned with America's role in international affairs.
Like I said before, folks, I really want to set this up properly because we already know a little bit of something of the CFR, Council of Foreign Relations. But it's really breaking it down from that level all the way down to where we at, what they do and how they do and implement stuff. So that's why this book is going to be very important for us, just like all other books that we're going to be sharing so that we can fight this battle. Because it's about us really getting prepared for 2024. We want to prepare ourselves for 2024 so that we can really make sure that this election is something that we say we, the people, had a voice. And not that we had a voice, but we had a voice that was heard. Not only with our voices heard, but our words is being manifested. 2024 has to be a year that our words are being manifested into written in stone, and our demands are really being met. And like I say, if we want the price of everything to go back down, we the people must know why the prices went up. And we must also know why the prices are going up. Because once we know why the price is going up, then we can know where we're heading. And that's where we at right now. So I really am sorry that I can't find this Behold the Pearl Horse audio that I was looking at. Matter of fact, maybe I could do it this way. I'm gonna try it this way. I'm gonna try it a different way, and hopefully this way I can do it better. Because I just want you to hear something, and then once you can hear this, then I can feel good. How do my audio sound with this laptop? Because sometimes the laptop be low, and I wasn't feeling that. When I be on the phone, it's much louder. But then I was on the laptop, I was like, why is it so low? So now I have to talk a little louder because I don't know where the mic is. So, oh, I know what it said. It says Milton Cooper, not William. Okay, so it's a different person reading. So maybe it's his brother. Who the hell is reading it with the last name Cooper? So it's someone else who's reading the book. And it's not William Cooper. It's not Bill Cooper. Okay, so that's why. Copy. So that's what I'm gonna pull up next time. Thanks, Lou. Okay, because like I said, I went to one of my videos before. I was like, yo, the audio sounds so damn low. But yo, Slew, I'm about to try and pull this up because this is a powerful video. This video really is talking about the economic. Oh, I left the paper outside. It's talking about the economic inductors that they do to induce the trauma on the people to keep them to conform the people. And right now they talk about what's happening right now and as we speak. But this book was written way back when. And what I want us to understand is we got to stop allowing literature to become like shit for the fireplace. We can't keep allowing books to burn and like, you know, we try and keep the fireplace going because we about to go into extinction because it's cold outside. Like it's the day after tomorrow. We must ignite the fire with the fuel that we have inside of us. That's the fire that we have to ignite. We can't keep igniting the fire with this paper and burning the paper up. Because this book right here is extremely important to our survival with many other books. But a book that a person get killed for, words that a person get killed for because they put those words out, is words that we must analyze, especially when they was rolling with the enemy themselves. When they was part of the system, and the system don't always have to be our enemies, but when they part of a system, thanks, Tina. When they part of a system, damn folks, oh man. I mean, most people are part of a system. And that's why I'm trying to tell you, most of us are enemies to the state itself. Like I said, it's a touchy topic. But when you have people that's part of a system that they work in and they are part of the labor force of that system, they are enemy. When you have people who rely on the system, they too are a form of an enemy because they are keeping that system pumping because they're relying on that system. You understand what I'm saying? Like when I say this is a touchy topic, this topic is extremely touchy because are you willing to break free from the system so that we can create our own system for us? Are you willing to free your mind from relying on something that is not set up for us, not set up for our success? It's set up for our demise. The system is set up to poison us. Are you ready to fight the system? Well, I'm just gonna pull up the book one more time. I'm just gonna go anywhere on it. I'm gonna go our end of the book. Okay, folks.
Are with general war, including attack upon the United States. Nixon's order began, whereas
Yes, Lou,
our national security is dependent upon our ability to assure continuity of government at every level, any national emergency type situation that might conceivably confront the nation. Nixon has deleted any reference to war, imminent attack, and general war from the order and replaced them with the phrase, during any emergency that might conceivably occur. Nixon's order, which is the one in effect today, allows the government in the form of FEMA to suspend the Constitution for literally any reason they decide to call a national emergency.
For FEMA.
I cannot find a plan or executive order anywhere which outlines any procedure or allowance for the restoration of the Constitution after a national emergency has ended. This leads to the obvious conclusion that no restoration of the Constitution is contemplated or desired by those in power. In 1975, Senator Tunney expressed concern when he said, "We know from what we've heard in the press that 15,000 names were being maintained by the Federal Bureau of Investigation for detention in an emergency. We also know that the Internal Revenue Service had its files on individual taxpayers. We know that the CIA had their Operation Chaos, and that the National Security Agency has the records of conversations that have been intercepted electronically. My question is this. Is there anyone, like yourself, General Bray, that is in control of the overall access to this data if it is maintained in a relocation site?" And your answer, as I understood it, is no. Then he continued, "General Bray, I must say that I still don't know who's in control of these relocation centers. You say you don't have that knowledge, and still we don't know from the 3 witnesses that we had here today. that they had information as to who has control of those centers. I am not at liberty, Bray answered, to describe precisely what is the role and the mission and the capability that we have at Mount Weather or at any other precise location. I firmly believe that our continuity of government program has not provided continuity at all, but has been the instrument for discontinuing open and democratic government, and that the very program designed to protect Americans has actually been turned against us.
The very thing to protect Americans has been turned against us. Like I said, we are in war. 1975. Many of you folks wasn't born by that time. Okay, I was born, and I need us to understand that every day that goes by, every year that goes by, I become more of a historian for those new people that's getting into things. They might know much more than I, but I'm still a historian because I go back to the time of living through these things. So I want us to understand that it's way later than what we think, because way back then they was talking about CFRs, Council of Foreign Relations. Way back then they was talking about foreign affairs. Way back then they was talking about everything they talk about now. It's just that everything they talk about now is they have so much buttons, so many quick clicks and buttons to do, and drones that fly. It's just easy to do devastation and destruction now. And so what we have to understand is that it's easy for them to do that. So they are actually doing something a little more difficult. And they want to do it in a controlled manner where they only have to do the destruction by pressing a button. So instead of destroying, they try and destroy the minds because they already know that the minds is already in a state of destruction. Because they've been planning this and planning this and planning whatever their plans are, which is full control. It's slavery. Slavery was a powerful economic factor. And once they can get that back and institutionalized once again in the best institutions for them, they go down in history for them as doing something good. They eliminated a lot of the no doers. They eliminated they eliminated poverty because they just erased poverty. And those who are impoverished, they just eliminated you from society. And that's what's happening. The haves and have-nots, and those who have not is truly being eliminated from society. And COVID was one of those situations that proved it. How many people felt like, yo, isolated from society, felt like, yo, this is a weird, I never felt this feeling before. When everything was just closed. When you and your title role means nothing unless people know you. Well, folks, we must really strategize because we're going to dig deep into this book, and we're going to dig deep into what our solution should be. Thank you for your listening here, man. We here. We staying focused. Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change us from the paths that we are on. We're going to have a discussion a little later on. My topic a little later on is a topic that is going to be also another touchy topic. It's about race. It's about gender. It's about relationship. It's about Bronny James, LeBron's son. It's about, do he represent an image for young black men growing up? Is he a representation of young America, young black America? And see, like I say, when we talk about a warfare, we talk about major warfare, because once you can get the economic structure discombobulated, right? Especially when we talk about race and culture and race and different races, once you can get, I'm gonna say I'm black. So with the black race, when you look at the Negro, when you look at the colored race, once you can get the economic structure in their household, because that's where it started. The economic structure starts at your household. Once you can get the household discombobulated, and once you can get the father figure out the household, and then once you can get the father figure just to go along, just to get along, and not really make certain standards, then you can have full control of what the household produces. And so when you have all of our super wealthy, rich people mixing, it makes it harder for them to fight the war. It makes them harder to take a stand on what side they need to fight on the war. And like I say, there's a war, and we have to understand what these inducers are to this war. So when we look at the situation, we must really look at the situation in a form of war. So we're going to talk about the LeBron James situation. We're going to talk about man's desire for women, men's lust for women, and we're going to call them flowers. Our love for flowers. That should be the name of the title. Our love for flowers. Men's love for flowers. So we're going to discuss men's love for flowers a little later on. Hopefully I'll be able to do that live. I'm sorry I wasn't able to do the live last night. I got caught up, like always. It's hard for me to do lives at 9 o'clock and stuff like that, but I'm going to try and do this live today. And tune in. Have some comments. Jump in. Let's discuss it. And let's look at it on bigger scales. Let's look at it on a whole. Let's look at it underneath a microscope. Let's look at it through the telescope. Let's look at it through the Webb's telescope, the James Webb telescope that's flying, $10 billion telescope that's flying up in the sky. Are they talking about that telescope still? Are they talking about the telescope that's $10 billion that's up in space? Are they talking about the asteroid that they're trying to hit? Are they talking about that, folks? See, they keep us distracted. That's part of the war. That's why I say the food crisis. This food crisis is real because this food crisis is a domino effect. What happens when the waters become contaminated? What happens when they put out some propaganda saying that there's mad cow disease and all the cows is infected with monkeypox, and now pigs can get corona? What happens when they decide that they want to just pull the curtain down on all food? That's why I said the living care plan is very important. That's what I put together. It's important for us to realize that we must become farmers. We must own the land. We must utilize, not even own the land, but we must utilize the lands that we have available to us. Whatever we have accessible to us, we must take it over and grow, grow, grow nutritional food to assist us through life. That's the program. We need real nutritional food. Like I said before, every food truck out there, every food cart that out there that sells fruits, they must take EBT. That's very important. That will get more people to start eating fruit. I know if I took ABT to sell this icy shit, I'd be rich. Let me drink some water. Hold on 1 second. I remember like 3 years ago, I wasn't accepting. I didn't have Cash App. I wasn't doing none of that shit. 2 years ago, remember? I mean, I'm brand new with the Cash App, right? So when I didn't have Cash App, I was missing out all that money. I need to start getting all that stuff, but it's too much of a paper trail. It's too much. They follow you. Too much. They know you what you're doing, and that's what I don't like. That's being too much part of the system. And that's the reason why I never had that stuff. But just imagine I had was collecting EBT. Every day I'll make like $500 in 3 hours. Every day, no problem. I'll just go out there, make quick $500 and come back in the crib. I told you I'm the junk drug dealer. Make a quick $500, come back in the crib, and then go live and talking live and just beat to myself and drink and chill and try and get some cooch. Come on, man. But folks, there's a bigger picture. So I'm here to let you know that we must fight our lust for the junk, for the food, for the unnecessary spending. We got $86 billion that's being allocated towards to go to EBT, and out of that $86 billion, more than 70% of it is going towards junk. Can you imagine? Can you imagine about like $60 billion going towards junk? And then out of the $86 billion, can you imagine like how many billions is just thrown away, wasted, spoiled? So when you look at certain things, a lot of things ain't always as bad as what you look at it. When you can look at it through on a boss level. So I'm looking at it through. I'm a government. I am the government. This is my government. I run this body. And when you look at how much wasteful spending is going out, you have to ask yourself, how can I stop people from being wasteful spenders? You limit the spenders. Too much stuff is being wasted. People don't value food. Those chickens, those are lives. We throw too much food away. We waste. Because see, when I say prices, we look at the garbage. And so when you look at sanitation worldwide, sanitation, they report. They speak. They have reports. And so when sanitation is talking about the surplus of garbage, when sanitation talk about they have nowhere to put garbage, that means too many people are buying, too many people are spending, too many people are wasting. And when you have a lot of food, that's why I really hate watching people throw away food. I'm showing my plate. I ate my food, right? Look at my plate. That's my plate. Don't put on your plate what you're not going to eat where you throw it in the garbage and you become wasted. Don't make too much food where you're going to throw it in the garbage because it spoils in your fucking refrigerator. Like I say, folks, we must fight the demons from within so we don't allow these people to work because of what's going on. There's always reasons why things happen. And we always want to complain and complain and complain. But we, as wasteful spenders, are destroying the economy. All these people coming to America, getting this free pass, the free ride, getting the food stamps, getting all of that food and then wasting it, not disciplining their fucking children. Boxes of cereal just going bad, bread just going molded. You know you got mice and you letting the mice eat your shit. Folks, this is what goes on worldwide. So it's not like things wasn't provided for you. It's just that we waste and we take advantage of things that's provided to us where the boys have to say, hey, yo, It's costing me a little bit too much. Yeah, I know I'm a super powerhouse rich, but yo, it's costing a little bit too much. It's not balancing out. I didn't go to school for this. So we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna do this to balance it out. And that's what happens, folks. Once we can learn not to become wasteful spenders, wasteful consumers, wasteful where we keep creating waste, because waste is a major department. That's why I'm into that too. So you think I'm lying? You think I'm lying? What you think Project Pickman focus on it? I should through the fly so I can't see it. Oh, it's right here in my face. Waste. Keep it green, keep it clean. That's icy. Proceeds go towards creating jobs and creation. See, that's my movie, so but y'all not ready for that because this is my reality. But when I say keep it green, this is the green project. Waste, because I know we waste. The green project is about wasteful stuff, waste management. The things that we waste, we're going to manage it. So when you have waste management as a major department, and waste management controls your sewage, controls water supply, control land. Waste management controls a lot of shit. Air quality. And when waste management is being is because there's too much stench, because too much garbage, too much this and too much that and too much waste. I remember Staten Island was like the most smelliest when you crossing that bridge, and when you coming across the when you coming across the what is that shit? You already know what I'm talking about. When you come just across that, when you come from New Jersey Turnpike, and you cut crossing the Verrazano, and you just crossing, yo, the funkiest smell ever. It's so weird driving by now, I don't smell it. It's so weird. The things that we used to smell is not there anymore. And then you have to ask yourself how much money went towards erasing that smell. Why do you think we have a plastic bag ban? Why do you think plastic bags have been banned? Huh, folks? Why do you think plastic bags are being banned? Because we waste them. We just toss them anywhere and everywhere, and they just go in garbage and they go into the water, and then they kill the animals, and then we have people who fight for the animals' rights, and then they fight and they fight and they fight and they fight, and then they get laws passed, and they get laws passed that makes it hard for us to just carry our groceries because we waste things in manners that we don't need to. We don't recycle. Like we don't recycle lives. That's what Project Pick Me Up is about. Okay, folks? And that's why I'm here. They're building housing communities they're building housing communities over old landfills. Nice homes and new exclusive communities, and they don't even tell the buyer it was on a landfill. Their home is on top of piles of toxic trash. Exactly. Folks, folks. Like I said, it wasn't too long ago when I know I was driving in certain areas and you'd be like, yo, it smells like, oh my God, straight death. They dig it up, throw some new cement down, cover it up, put some nice housing up there, good to go. This is a game they play, folks. And they can play it because, like I say, as long as we do various things, there's not much they can really do. But if we as people was really, 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 really on top of our shit, and we valued our space and we valued ourselves much more, then they would have to give more. But because our value system is pretty low, our standards of life is pretty low, they do what they do, and it is what it is. But it won't be what it be because we got ICD. All right, folks. Icy Dawn in the house. I'm about to sign out. About to go outside and get my little grind on. I really appreciate every single person that was out here chopping it up with me. If there's anybody who'd like to help the cause, once again, try and get these flyers. Gotta get these flyers. The kids get out of school in a week or two. I want to put these flyers in their hands. I didn't want to get the flyers too early and put the flyers out too early because I didn't want to be bothered too early. All right. So I figured I'll be bothered at the right time because once I put these flyers in the hands, the calls come in. So I want to be bothered at the right time where they are out of school, so I don't have much on my plate. I'm gonna have a lot on my plate, but not much on my plate. So once they're out of school, then it's a little more. It's more freedom I have. So I want to get these flyers in the hands of these kids. I got like 25 kids that's ready. Ready. I really want to go live when I'm with them so you guys can really see how serious they are. But we do need your support. I haven't figured out this camera on this laptop. I'm holding the laptop in my hand. So holla at your boy. Giving is nice when you can. Receiving is great when you get. And to do is beautiful when you can. And that's what I want to do. I just want to do. There go the printer sitting right there. But I want to get these type of flyers made up. Peace. Yo, Tina, thanks for tuning in. Yo, Slew, thanks for chopping up. P45, that's Portolo, but I can't remember how to say name, but P45, that's what I'm calling you. P45, thanks for chopping up. White Girl Magic, thanks for coming in. Thanks for your conversation. And we're going to check out that 1984 book. We're going to check out that 1984 book. But before I leave, some last few words from my Negro, or should I say my white Negro, or should I just say Bill Cooper? Let's hear what you guys say, dude. Hold on. I ain't set it off right. Let's hear what you guys say, dude.
There's a guy by the name of Buster Horton. He's a member of FEMA, and he's a member of the Interdepartmental Unit, which is empowered in the event of a national security emergency to become the unelected national government, a sort of FEMA secret government, so to speak. A pretext for invoking those emergency measures can be found almost daily in the newspapers. It can be anything from the suspension of debt payments by the high bureaus of American countries to mass runs on United States commercial banks. And that's an issue, by the way, that was being handled personally by the National Security Council and Brent Scowcroft. To food shortages, to the drug war. The whole bit. Anything. Any disaster emergency declared at all, even including the oil spill from the Exxon tanker in Alaska.
Remember that?
If the president had declared a national emergency, that could have triggered it. Any instability in the Middle East.
See?
Anything, in fact.
Ukraine.
And they've already tested their capabilities in April 1984 with Rex 84A.
Time out.
To test the...
See, 1984. See that? Ronald Reagan. You know what I'm saying? See, 1984. They already tested 1984. He was about to name the whole thing, but it's just that book. So we definitely going to review the 1984 book because 1984 was a really interesting year. I was alive. I know Reagan. The time of Reagan was, a little nervous because we didn't know what was going to happen. But a lot of money came to the streets, folks. A lot of money came to the hood. Let me just finish up when he said 1984, then I'm going to say peace because I think I definitely got to go now. Let's see.
The readiness of the United States civilian and military agencies to respond to a serious national security crisis. In the Middle East. Anything, in fact. And they've already tested their capabilities in April 1984 with Rex 84A. And that was designed to test the readiness of the United States civilian and military agencies to respond to a serious national security crisis. Now, the executive order that will implement this, the Executive Order 11051, details responsibilities to the Office of Emergency Planning, or FEMA. It gives authorization to put all executive orders into effect in times of national emergency declared by the President, increased international tension, or economical or financial crises. Note that it covers domestic crises but does not even mention war or nuclear attack. Now, the only thing that has to happen for FEMA to be able to implement all the executive orders, emergency executive orders, is for the President to declare a national emergency of any type, as long as it's a national emergency.
COVID.
Executive Order 10995 provides for the takeover of the communications media. Executive Order 10997 provides for the takeover of all electric, power, petroleum, gas, fuels, and minerals. Executive Order 10988 provides for the takeover of food resources and farms. Executive Order 10999 provides for the takeover of all modes of transportation, control of highways, seaports, and etc.
That was the Atlas Shrugged
Executive
book.
Order 11,000 provides for mobilization of all civilians into work brigades under the government supervision.
Work brigades.
Executive Order 11001 provides for governmental takeover of all health, education, and welfare functions. Executive Order 11002 designates the Postmaster General to operate a national registration of all persons. Executive Order 11003 provides for the government to take over airports and aircraft. Executive Order 11004 provides for the Housing and Finance Authority to relocate communities, designate areas to be abandoned, and establish new locations for population. Executive Order 11005 provides for the government to take over railroads, inland waterways, and public storage facilities. Now, all of these were combined under Nixon into one huge executive order which allows all of this to take place if the President declares a national emergency, and it can be implemented by the head of FEMA, not by the President. The President has already given him that power under these executive orders. All of these were combined into Executive Order 11490, and that was signed by President Carter on July 20th, 1979, and is, in fact, law.
Jimmy Carter. See, he was funny. That's why he only did one term. It was some funny shit that he was doing. So he signed that order. Nixon put it in place. They all said, this is the one we're going with. Jimmy, you better sign it. Jimmy signed it. Information overload. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for your listening. Thank you for your support. Take that to the bank. Peace.